But like I tell all my guests, man, from now on, whatever you say, there's a big chance it will be on the podcast.
Sweet, man.
So if you have
Awesome.
anything, any TMZ from our good friend over there from Brownsville,
Art,
yeah, Art, this is the right time
I'm
to say anything, okay?
going to say it right now. No, he's a good guy. Good
No,
guy.
he is, he is, he is. What's up, guys? My name is Rob, and this is Rob and the Run podcast. And today we have a big episode. It's episode 40. 40 episodes already. This is season 3, episode 40. And we have a good friend that I have not met in person. His name is Raul. Raul, how you doing today, bud?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And funny thing about me and Raul, again, we haven't met, but we've been planning this recording for quite a while. Either I'm busy or he's busy running, and like he told me, he has a plethora of kids that he has things to do, or running 100 milers around his the county of the Rio Grande Valley or stuff like that. But we'll get to all that in a bit. But man, it's a pleasure having you, dude. I think episode 40 does justice with you. I've heard so many great things about you from friends here from Houston. So we finally made it this time, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate this having me on and just noticing some of the things that we do down here, not only for myself, but in the valley generally. And
Yeah,
doing something like this for runners, I think is awesome. So totally
yeah,
grateful for this opportunity.
yeah. And funny thing, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you're more of a trail runner than a road runner, from what I've
Yes.
seen.
Hmm.
I think now I'm almost close to 90% of my guests are all trail runners. And
Sweet.
it's been something that I've been itching to do, and I did it last year running Habanero, the
Amen.
50K, and it's grown because I want to do it again. I would have done Brazos Bend in April, but then I got hurt,
Hmm.
and I still wanted to do it, but I'm like, no, I don't want to do 50 miles in pain, so I
Yeah.
decided to not do it. But for sure, Brazos 100, I'm gonna be there and do the 50 miler probably, or
Sweet.
100K. Who knows how I feel, but as long as I can stay healthy, then I'll be a 50 miler finisher or whatever I
Heck
decide
yeah.
to do, man. But
That's
um,
awesome.
trail running is amazing, dude. It's I just love the community. I love that you can eat whatever you want and
Hmm.
not care. That's always a plus.
So true.
But let's start from the beginning, man. Like, how did you start running? What got you into running?
Yeah, running's been around for a very long time for me. My family are migrants, so we
Okay.
would go up north
Hmm.
and work up in the fields in Florida, Michigan, California, Ohio, all over the place.
Yeah.
And my dad was into running. I guess just working out in general. He was like all about like the movie Rocky, so he'd get up like dressed up in their baggy sweaters and stuff,
Yeah.
go out running. And I would always think he was going like to work, and I wasn't going to see him for like days. I was gonna getting like homesick, so I chased my dad, and we just go out running, right, thinking
Yeah.
it was nothing, but really, my dad and I would go out running. I mean, I was probably 4 or 5, 6 years old,
Yeah.
and I think ever since then, I just stuck. Elementary, middle school, high school, I ran. College, I ran. Joined the military. I was a runner there, and then now I've got boys, I've got kids, I got nephews and nieces, and they all got into cross country or track of some sort. So running's just been there for me for a very long time. I've never been good at it, but I just love running. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just love running.
And
I
when
don't
that
think I'm fast. I
what
don't think I'm the best at anything, but running is the love is there for
I don't
sure.
know about that, man. I don't know about that. The stuff that you've done is definitely puts you in a category of badass to me. So
I
uh,
appreciate that.
that it's just
But
amazing what you do. And like I said, we'll get to that in a bit. But what was the age? At what age do you remember when you started feeling that love for running? Because there had to
it
been
was
a time when you just like me that you thought that running sucked and why do I have to
mhm.
run, you know, or whatnot. So when did that change, if it ever changed, to liking running?
See, and the cool thing is with me, I never had that like desire to not run or like
Okay.
hate running. I can't say I mean, obviously we all do, right? We all
Yeah.
have these days we just don't want to. Maybe in high school, maybe there was days or weeks I didn't feel like it or whatnot because I was playing other sports, but I always had that passion for running. I think where I fell really in love with it was when I probably joined the military and I did a lot of traveling overseas.
Yeah.
I got to see a lot of places, and what I liked about running was that it would take you places where you can't go with a four-wheeler or a truck or car.
Hmm.
You go out trail running and you're able to see things that you just would never see. There's only been a handful of people that travel on that trail or
Yeah.
hike that mountain or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then at that point, that's when I kind of just fell in love with it. And that was, and 20 some years ago.
Wow.
And yeah, I just haven't given it up, after that. Like I said, I've always loved running. Just, I think you're right. Like there was a time where I fell like deep in love with it. And that was probably right around after college, around the time after college. And then when I joined the military and I started traveling and seeing a little bit more is when I probably just fell deep in love with it, just because it took you places where you just normally wouldn't go
Yeah.
and experience things you just normally. And at that time, it wasn't big like it was here 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't big the way it is now at all.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of going out there. I didn't know that I was running. But I was running because
Yeah.
I was out there, and I liked kind of putting on a notebook like where I was that day, how much I ran. Because at that time I didn't even have a watch. It was just kind of tracking everything in a notebook or an Excel
Yeah.
spreadsheet,
Yeah.
and just tracking what I ran. And yeah, man, it was just a lot of fun.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy that you mentioned that because I also agree that the running boom, how it became, I feel like it's happened several times, right?
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
2020, I feel like that's where it really hit another
Took off.
major point because anybody, you couldn't go to the gym, you couldn't do a lot of things, and the only thing you can do without exposing yourself was going outside and running, right? There was no
Mhm.
restriction per se. And I think that's where I kind of got really into it as well. I'm not going to lie, because I started in 2019, so a little bit before, but I
Mhm.
really got like really into it in 2020 when, I still wanted to do something and I couldn't go to the
Right.
gym and I didn't have a home gym at my house. So I went out for, a run, and it's become an addiction. I always say that because it's so addicting to see you run, let's say a 10K, and then you're like, man, I can't believe I ran 6 continuous miles. Now let me do
Yeah.
the half marathon, and little by little, it's become to a 50K now. So it's to me, it's an addiction. It's like kind
Yeah.
of a drug per se. A healthy drug that you can do.
Mhm.
And like we were talking before we started recording, like now I want to do a 50 miler, and now I'm really
Yeah.
more into the trail racing. But did basically the military kind of got you into trail racing because that's what you guys would do more, or how did trail racing become
No,
number one?
in college, well, no, because I did cross country in high school, so I always had a love for the trails. Like here locally, we
Yeah.
I was in cross country, middle school through high school, and then even in college, I went to UT and I was on the crew, so I was a rower because I couldn't make
Yeah.
the cross country. I wasn't good enough. So I joined rowing because they did a lot of running. They kept me in shape.
Yeah.
And those guys actually did a lot of a lot of their runs with cross country, with the cross country crew. So early mornings, 3 o'clock in the morning, we get up and go running with the cross country team,
Mhm.
and it was a blast because it was always in the trails over
Yeah.
in Austin. So it was a blast. So I think I found the niche in college, maybe
Yeah.
even in high school, just because it was cross country for the most
Yeah.
part. I wasn't all that great in track, other than the mile and the 2 mile,
Hmm.
but yeah, for sure, it was probably high school I found the love for trails. But then it grew because traveling with the military on, in the Virgin Islands, on the West and East Coast, stationed in Puerto Rico,
Nice.
you got to see some crazy stuff, and it was beautiful to get out there on the trails. So,
Yeah.
like, I just got addicted to that, like
Yeah.
seeing different things. And even now, you'll see posts where I'm just randomly somewhere because
Hmm.
even my job now would just take me somewhere. I got to go work, and the first thing I look at before even my job description of what I'm supposed to do is like what trails are nearby, and
Yeah.
then okay, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, you and Art remind me a lot of the movie Free Solo, without chopping your hand off, but um
Oh yeah.
yeah, oh no, wait,
Yeah.
it's not Free Solo, it's 7 minutes or something like that. This one dude that goes like on his own on trail run, like trail runs, these
Uh-huh.
places, and he got stuck in a rock or something and had to chop off his hand. But not
I
that
think
part
it's,
that reminds me of you guys. No,
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
reminds me more because you guys are such so free spirited that you find a trail and you go do it, and you're
Mhm.
probably by yourself, and
Every time. Yeah.
and I love that. I love that. And you and Art are one of the people of the plethora of people that I have really um inspired me to go try the trail runs, because I'll be honest, I'm not that fast. And in road
Hmm.
racing, I feel like not that you have to be fast, but like if you're running a marathon, and let's say a mile 20 something goes wrong, your race is pretty much shot, you
Yeah.
know.
I
But
get you.
in
I know exactly what you're saying.
trail racing, it's awesome, dude, because you don't have to go super fast, you know,
No.
to enjoy the run. You can have several times where something goes wrong per se, and you could still figure out a way to continue. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
love that. I love that. And I feel like I can actually do pretty good in trail racing more than road racing. I love road
Hmm.
racing and I'll always love it because that's where I started. But
Right.
just going on to nature, bro, like to me, like going to a trail now and seeing the trees and seeing the animals and stuff like that, it's not the same as running, let's say, for example, Houston. You run in the concrete jungle, basically, right? It's all
Yeah.
concrete,
Yeah.
buildings, houses, and it's all good. But man, being in nature is a complete different beast, man. And I'm sure that's how you feel as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, running. I run road still, and you'll see posts that I did
Yeah,
a marathon here and there. In
yeah,
fact, the last marathon I did was last year. I think I'm trying to stay away from marathons as much as possible. But yeah, road racing, it's got its own niche, and there's love for it too. And
mhm,
and there's plenty of people out there that run just to run on the road, and that's their love, right? And
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. Every time I go meet with a club, even there in Houston, timeless. Most of the time, 90% of the time, we're on the road.
yeah,
It's still fun. But yeah, that experience of just getting out there and basically, running on a road less traveled is
hmm,
what I love. I just love that aspect of it. And yeah, most of the time I'm out there alone. There aren't that many trail runners at the moment, but it's growing. But
yeah,
I mean, obviously, wherever I go, it's I can't take people with me, but yeah, it's just about getting out there and seeing something new because there's variables in trail running, right? A,
yeah,
a a road race, it's a controlled environment, right? Whatever
yeah,
first place ran, last place is also going to run the same thing.
yeah,
But in a
yeah,
trail session, right, whether it's a 50K or a 100 miler, whatever first place ran, by the time fifth or eighth or 12th place gets there,
yeah,
like the trail is different. The rocks have moved, the weather came in, it's colder, it's hotter, whatever, right?
yeah,
Things change, and I
yeah,
love that aspect of it because
yeah,
it's not a controlled environment at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
So I love that part of it, yeah, a lot.
No, it's awesome. And one thing I'm very proud of, because I used to live in the valley. I used to live in Harlingen, and
Yeah, that's
I
where I'm at.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's where I'm at.
And I love it because I love hearing stories from you guys, like you and Art, that go out and
Uh-huh.
do these races and represent the valley. Because for people that don't know, the valley, which is the Rio Grande Valley, it's super flat and it's super humid, and it's worse than Houston. I really do think that the humidity in the valley is worse than Houston.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
and to see, like, for example, Art, which I'm pretty sure he's already tired of me calling him out every time I do a podcast. To me, it's amazing, bro, like what he does. He
Yeah,
goes out there
absolutely.
and he either places first place or in the first top three places.
Yeah,
And he comes from a place that it's hard to find elevation. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And you
yeah.
guys find it your way. I know that you do your treadmill in your garage and you put it
Hmm.
at the highest incline, because I've seen your videos, and that even is freaking hard, dude, because not only the incline is crazy, but it's hot, humid, and then you're in your garage.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So I love that you guys are representing the valley the way it should, and I'm glad that people are paying attention to y'all. And I know you say you're not a great athlete, but dude, the awareness that you've been bringing is amazing, dude. And I think that's better than anything else that someone can do, than bring
I
some more
appreciate that.
awareness to a sport that maybe in the valley is still growing, like you said. And How do you see the Valley when it comes to even road racing and trail racing? How do you see it compared to, let's say, Houston? Like, where are we, and what do we need to do to get it better?
Oh no, yeah, we're catching up for sure, man. The
Yeah.
like you said, I think the big boom was around the COVID time, and
Hmm.
I've been doing this for here in the Valley running for years. I mean, 20 plus years. Some of the OGs that were running back in the day, some of them are coaches now. Some of them are still running. I think some of them moved to San Antonio. One or two of the guys moved to San Antonio. Joel, I
Yeah.
think is his name.
Hmm.
There's a couple guys still out here, but I think most of them are coaches now. But yeah, those are 40, 50 years old. I mean, they're kind of slowing down. And this younger generation just grew like
Yeah.
from one day to the next. I mean, I remember running alone and I wouldn't see any groups out there. And now you see like 20 groups on a weekend running,
Yeah.
which is beautiful. Like, I have no issues with that at all. Like, I love the fact that they found something to do and it's
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
It's still a ways behind, but I
Hmm.
think, from San Antonio, Houston, Dallas areas, and but I think we're catching up pretty quick. And then I know trail running and ultras we're super behind on, but
Hmm.
that's something that Art, myself, a couple other Brenda, a couple other runners are trying to implement here in the Valley and show them. And we're putting together a 12-hour night race, and we've
Yeah.
done it a couple times now, where we're trying to get people out there into the trails, running some dirt and being out there for hours on hours and kind of let them experience that.
Yeah.
We are behind on the trails and ultras. There's only a handful of us that kind of stay with it consistently.
Yeah.
Um, and, but we look up a lot to, yeah, you guys out in Houston, San Antonio, Austin, not so much in Austin, but yeah, Austin, there's some pretty awesome Austin groups and runners out there
Yeah.
too. But yeah, we look up to the rest of Texas really to kind of see what we do next. And
Yeah.
I love that we have kind of the entire state of Texas to look up to. We work with ourselves and we travel. I've noticed some runners here are now starting to travel.
Hmm.
I do a lot of traveling and I go meet other groups and other runners and I
Hmm.
learn from them and kind of bring that home and maybe try to implement that here. And I see now other runners are doing the same, meeting
Yeah.
other runners, getting experiences, joining other groups from some other city. It's beautiful, man. But
Yeah.
we're catching up. The Valley is for sure catching up, man. Yeah.
I'm glad that you say that because I really do want to see the Valley be up there in like the best trail runners, which we already have a really good trail runner in Art, but
Yeah.
more of those we need, and I say
Yeah.
I know I live in Houston, but I still have very close ties in Harlingen. My mom, my dad, my brother live there, my nephews
Yeah.
live there, so I still have a big, well, all my family lives there basically. And I just love it. I love to hear when you go out and represent the Valley in your races, and to see you do such a good job, man, because man, trail racing, as fun as it is, it's not easy. I think it's harder than any other race. Like, yeah, marathon things can go bad, but you know that at 26 miles you're done. And
Yeah.
trail racing like you that you just did, you did a race, I think, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
125.
Yeah, 125 is 125 miles.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a lot of mental struggles, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You going through the process of like saying, why the F am I doing this? You
Yeah.
know, and it's such a mental thing, that it's amazing to see that you are able to do it, and your training is just amazing when I see what you do. And I'm glad that, you guys are representing the Valley as it should. And I see it that it will be growing, by you doing these things like the 12-hour
Mhm.
runs that you guys are doing. You guys are in the right process to making a bigger culture change to trail runners and even road runners, even at
Yeah.
that. But I love seeing that the Valley's putting a lot more races than before.
Yeah. For sure.
It doesn't matter if they're road or trail, but just
Yeah.
putting it out there, dude, it's amazing. And
Yeah.
I hope maybe now that we're getting that boom, like you said, there'll be more people that will raise their hand and say, you know what, let's put some trail races, because there are some really good trails out there, that
Yeah.
y'all can do, and definitely that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's good sections out here. But unfortunately, it's nothing like, Houston, San Antonio that's got this large loop.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some really good tough little trails. And what makes it tough down here, like you said, is the humidity. We
Yeah.
train down here, Art and myself, Brenda, a few other people we know that we train here in the heat, and that prepares us for elevation in the future,
Yeah.
right? And for those summer races or maybe the fall races that we've got. I got a couple elevation races that I'm going to do late in the year. And the best time to train for it is, and the best place, other than actually training there in elevation, is here in the valley with that humidity and in the middle of the day. Kind of helps you build up those lungs. It's a good place to train in all reality. As flatted as it is, but you implement some workouts the way Art does, or some treadmill stuff that we do, you'll be ready for any type of elevation. Absolutely.
I agree. I agree. And Raul, a question. How did you get, or which one was your first trail race that you did that you remember?
Man, I don't remember. I remember maybe a bigger one. Maybe I think I won this one. It was called Chalan.
Okay.
Here in Sullivan City.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, Sullivan City. It was Chalan. I think it wasn't even a big race. Maybe a 30K or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was probably the first like official race that I did that was trail. And then from there it just exploded. I think I was like every other week I had another trail race that I started doing, and slowly, like yourself, kind of inching up that distance level. But at that time too, because I've done Ironmans and I've done a couple of those, and at that time I was doing a couple Ironmans, so I didn't have too much time for trail, because you do Ironmans and that takes up like 4 lifetimes. It takes forever to train for that thing. So I gave up on Ironman just because it was just too much time, and I loved running more than cycling. So I just couldn't deal with it anymore. The cycling just took up too much time and took away time for my passion of running. So I moved over to like hardcore ultra running. But I want to say it was probably it's called Chalan, maybe like 2014-ish, 15-ish, somewhere around there.
Wow.
A long time ago, yeah.
And do you remember, I know it's probably a long shot, but do you remember your time?
I do not, man. It's posted though, and funny thing is that I got first place there, and I didn't know Brenda at the time. Brenda's another ultra runner here. Yeah, I didn't know her, but she got first place on the women's side. I just didn't know who she was, so we both got first. We're both on the podium, but I didn't know who she was, and she was just as crazy then as she is now. So I was like, let me just stay away from her, because she was probably dancing or jumping up and down. But now we're best of friends. She's like a sister to me. Yeah.
And Art was not into trail racing at that point?
I don't think so. I think Art actually just started, man. That's the amazing thing about ours. I think he just started like literally 4, 5, 6 years ago or something like that. And just, he's just amazing and all around amazing athlete. Yeah. But I think that background of a swimmer is a huge help for him. I mean, he was already in shape, probably better shape than almost any runner. Yeah. And then just now he's moving his legs more and adding strength training to it. Yeah, he's just a monster. He's just built differently with what he was able to build already as a swimmer. Yeah, he's just on another level. But yeah, as far as running goes, I want to say he just started, and by just I mean like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Compared to me 40 years ago, I was running. So yeah,
yeah. No, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. And what's the longest distance you've ever done in a trail? Like a trail race?
That's it. It was 125, man. 125. And I'm working myself up. It's hard to train because, like I told you before, I got 4 kids. They're all busy in school, and it's your dad, you're a family man before anything else, and that always takes precedence over anything. And then obviously work does too, making sure I keep their underwears clean by getting new underwears every month. So it's a struggle. And it's a slow process for me, just because I know that comes first, right? But working myself up to 200, 250 miler. Hopefully by next year I'll be ready. And something, man. I'm going to find something, and it's going to be something epic. It's going to be a lot of climbing, a lot of elevation. I'm going to do something. This year I probably have maybe a 300 miler I'll do, but it's going to be like broken in segments, another charity run, but nothing like, it won't be like a race or anything, just be another charity thing that I'll do. But my goal is to do a 200 plus miler next year. 125 is so far the furthest I've done. I think I'm ready for a 200, but I'd rather be careful and just train up to it. I'll watch other people do it for now, but we'll see how it goes.
Smart move. Yeah. That's exactly how I see it, man. I know I can probably do a 100 miler, but I'd rather take the proper steps to get there. Because in every
Agree.
single race, I feel you learn a lesson. Like in my 50K, I learned a very valuable lesson on making sure I'm getting my sodium up there, which
Yeah.
was one thing that almost wrecked my race, so
Yeah.
now I know that. And little by little, I'm learning new things that I can do, you know what I mean? And so I commend you for doing that because I've had guests that go from no racing to like a marathon. And I'm like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely a process, but I'm glad that you have that mindset that you're going to do it. But your kids, you mentioned your kids, and well, before we get to your kids, because I know there's one that's a really probably the more hardcore runner in your family, I guess,
Mhm.
because that's the one I always see, but on your posts. But before we get to that,
Right.
you mentioned something charity, and I wanted to talk about that because you recently did one a while back. I think it was like 100 miles, right? That you ran, or a little bit over
Yeah, it was
100 miles.
115, almost 116 miles.
Wow.
We did, yeah, I ran it. I had a crew. There's no way I would have been able to get done without that crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 115 miles around the entire valley, basically, to
Hmm.
kind of just raise money for our local Boys and Girls Club. It's
Yeah.
something I've coached my boys um, in for as long as they've been playing sports. I've coached them in
Hmm.
everything that they've played up until they get into middle school and high school, right when they're doing their sports there.
Hmm.
But I wanted to raise money for them. It's a good program. I was in the Boys and Girls Club, and it just kind of holds close to me.
Yeah.
A lot of the kids that I met and coached, like they're a bunch of sweet kids, and some of them, needed a lot of help. Some of them love being away from like wherever their house was. They want to come to practice, and it was cool to see kids kind of grow in that.
Hmm.
And like my oldest, right, I coached him, and now his friends are like awesome in basketball, awesome in football, and they still call me coach, and they
That's
still
awesome.
like they're super thankful like that I started them in first grade with coaching. I'm not an official coach or anything.
Yeah.
I know how to dribble the ball. So that's basically it. But they had a place to go. And, to come around, 10 years later and they still call you coach and they still kind of respect you in that sense, I think is pretty humbling.
Yeah.
And like I felt nothing more than wanting to kind of try to give back to that little type of community and do something like that. And then use that running platform to also kind of grow that ultra running scene,
Yeah.
put us out there a little bit more. And then, yeah, it was awesome. 115 miles around literally the entire valley. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
yeah,
have you ever thought of doing something bigger, like maybe the whole state around the whole state of Texas or something
yeah,
like
man.
that?
If as soon as my kids get out of the house, man, I'm gonna do it. But no, no, I think that's what this year's plan is. I've talked to a couple people here locally that are close to me and my family, and my kids, my wife, and everybody. Just trying to tell them that like this is what I think I want to do this year to
Yeah.
also raise money,
Yeah.
and that is like to probably run pretty far. It's going to be either like from Big Ben to here or Austin to here, something like
Oh,
that. It's going
nice.
to be something, yeah, something epic, something, yeah, something epic for sure. I have yet to put it together, but I'm going to do something. And then until then, we're just going to do like these 12-hour running sessions, 24 hours. And I think we
Yeah.
might use some of those as like stepping stones into a charity also to kind of raise more money for something else. We just did one with Brenda.
Hmm.
Um, for some of the from like a housing community or something. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do more stuff here locally.
That's awesome, dude. And count
Yeah,
me in if you need someone to crew you or pace you.
appreciate
But
that.
put me like towards the later part part of your
The
race
back
because
end.
I feel back at that point I might be able to keep up with you because a pacer's supposed to be or supposed to pace, not be
Yeah,
paced. Be paced
by the runner.
by the runner. There you go.
Yeah,
So if you need someone on the slower side when you start feeling a little, slower, then I'm your man. I'm your man, dude, for sure.
awesome. Appreciate
No,
that.
but that's awesome. That's stuff that I want to do. Like right now, obviously, I'm not at the point that I can do that, but like find like something like go from Houston to Austin or Houston
Mhm.
to like Sam Houston or something like that. Something that's attainable, but it's a personal goal of mine,
Yeah,
I know Regina that I had her in the podcast, amazing trail runner too. She was talking about the
KR.
FTK. Yeah, the
Oh,
FTK
yeah,
is the fast and known time or something like that.
yeah. Yeah.
And that kind of got my interest. I went to the website and started looking at places where I can run. And more than anything, I'm not gonna break a time, but I'm trying to find courses that are already established and maybe run from
Hmm.
point to point, like you said, from Austin to the Valley
Yeah.
or something like that. So
Yeah. We got
I'm
on that
definitely.
too.
Oh yeah.
We got on that too. Yeah. So that course that we did, it's
Mm-hmm.
on there.
Oh shit,
Fastest
that's
known
awesome.
time. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. I definitely have to look for it, and maybe that might be a good challenge. But dude, for real, I'm not even kidding. If you need somebody to crew you,
I appreciate that.
or if you need someone to pace you, like I said, once you're feeling a little tired, then I'm your man. I can do a good 10-minute miles with you for sure.
Awesome. I
and
appreciate
and
that
then that
approach.
would be a good indicator. If I can run like 50 miles with you or something like that, then that gives
Yeah.
me more power that I can push the numbers a little bit higher for sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
you mentioned 300 miler. Which one's that? Is that what the one you're talking about?
Well, yeah, that's going to be, yeah, if it's one of these that I want to do here this year, it's going to be a 300 plus miler. I just, because part of it is it's a little selfish because I want to experience what it's like to run over days.
Yeah,
And I take a lot of what I'm looking to do, and my examples are from people from Houston and San Antonio, and
yeah,
a lot of those runners, especially San Antonio, man, some amazing. I look up to so many runners up there,
yeah.
because it's so many trail runners and so many of these guys that have done things like this. So I take their examples,
Hmm.
like Kenny, for example. He's done a couple of these across the world,
Wow.
basically. And I've met him a couple of times in his races when he ran across Texas from, I think, El Paso to Louisiana. I met him along the way, and that guy's become a really good friend of mine, somebody that I look up to a bunch. And I kind of take his example, and I kind of want to implement that here for us to kind of just, again, maybe we do something like that and it just shines a light on the valley,
Yeah,
brings a little bit more awareness of like there's runners down here too.
yeah.
And for whatever charity that I do, bring something to that as well. So yeah, that'll be a 300 plus miler for sure. Just to
Nice.
kind of prepare me, get me the idea of what it's like. So next year when I do an official 200-mile race, I know what it's like to run over days,
Yeah.
3-4 days at a time. So I want to experience that and get my body through something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. No, for sure, for sure. That's a good way to kind of gauge where you're at for sure. But
Yeah.
definitely, and what is your bucket list trail race? If you haven't done it, or if you have done it, which one is it?
Man, there's a bunch, man. I mean, Leadville is gonna be probably the biggest one, I think.
Yeah.
It's a 100 miler, and I ran Silver Rush, so
Hmm.
but the Leadville 100,
Yeah.
I gotta qualify, or win the lottery. Like they put you in a lottery, and you can
Yeah.
get chosen to get
Yeah.
in it, and
I got
I think that's
rejected
probably the
this
biggest
this
one.
past year.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the biggest one. And then maybe like Bighorn, Western States, obviously, Javelina 100 in Arizona, probably. Yeah, all the major ones you hear that people like the amazing people run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was awesome running like this past weekend when I ran the 125 or 2 weekends ago,
Yeah.
it being in Cocodona, right? Cocodona 250. I know I didn't run the whole thing, but to see those people out there, like it was a different perspective because I know it's simple for someone else to look at what I ran and say it's 125 miles. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But to me, I ran the half. I ran the Cocodona half. And that sounds, it's just like whatever. It's a Cocodona half. But to see some of those people, those men and women out there, like
Yeah.
running, and then a woman won it this year.
Yeah.
But it was so inspiring this year to experience that race, and to see so many people out there. And I mean, it was just amazing. Like it moved me completely. Like, so Cocodona, I think, is another one I want to do, and just to get to that level, like that 200 plus. Really, at this point, like I don't care what it is. I want to get to 200 and some.
Yeah.
I want to know what it's like to get to that dark place of 200 and some miles,
Dang.
like
Yeah.
some of these people I saw.
Isn't it funny, dude, that us runners, we usually enjoy the pain? Like we
Oh
most people
yeah,
don't realize that's you come content at a certain point in your running career that you're like, yeah, I
yeah,
enjoy the pain.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. No, I had this conversation not too long ago, and I've had it plenty of times. It's my love for ultra running in particular is when that pain comes. Like I want that to come.
Yeah.
It's easy. I say this humbly. I don't say it like it's really easy, but it's easy to get from mile one to 60. Like that's just part of it. But when you're running 100, like that's just the start. The race starts after like 100K, 70-mile mark, where you just have nothing left. Like you're
Yeah.
depleted completely.
Yeah.
So you have to like dig deep. And that's my dark area. My wall is like 70, 75 miles. And when I get there, I'm just full of pain. And everything hurts and I don't want to anymore. I've cried. I cry probably in every race. Like I just get to this spiritual place in my head where it just shows the raw self of one
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Like this is you. This is you at mile 70. This is who you really are. Like you're not this fake person anymore. You're not this, whatever you post on Instagram. This is the real you. Like if somebody were to see you, that they wouldn't recognize that that's the guy that keeps posting stuff. This is the real you. And I love getting there, man. That is the reason why I love running 100Ks and more, because I want to get to that dark place where nothing can help you but yourself. And when you get there and you dig yourself out of it and you finish, oh man, it's pretty euphoric. It's special. You can't repeat it in anything that I've ever done, other than having my kids, right? That's a special moment. But in that sense, like there's nothing else that compares to that. Not an Ironman, not a marathon, not anything that I've ever done in my life, not anything in the military. That is something else. And it's not till you experience it, you'll have your own taste of it, and you'll be like, yeah, I want more of that. Like I want to get back to that place. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, I get you. And mine was a 50K, but given the fact that I had never done an ultra, and then in the conditions that Habanero is, it's when I finished, Art was waiting for me and he gave me the medal and we took pictures, and then I finally sat down and thought about it. I'm like, man, I'm an ultra marathoner technically.
Heck yeah.
And I started sobbing, dude. I started crying and I started thinking right off the bat, what's the next one? I need to do another one soon. I need to go for a 50 miler, maybe 100K. Because my bucket list trail race is Leadville as well. And I want to do Western States, of course, if I can qualify for it. And other races. I mean, I always get this one wrong, but I think it's called Badwater.
Yeah, Badwater.
I want to do Badwater, and I know I'm probably going to DNF, but I don't care. It's one of those that if I can do it at least once, and just conquer, at least get out of the desert, I'll be happy, But is Badwater in there as well in your bucket list, or?
Yeah, man, you look for the hardest one. I want that one. My niche right now, I'm looking for races, anything with over 20,000 feet of climbing or just excessive heat. Like I loved Habanero. I hate Habanero, but I loved it. I've done the 100K. I've done a bunch of the races there. I've never done the 100 miler. But I like that. I like to find the races that are not the easiest ones. Like I'm not going to go for something easy. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to die doing it. Like I'm just going to go epic and try to find like the hardest one and go knock that one out. That's where Brenda and I, like we're like on totally opposite. She's like, no, let's just do something easy for everybody. I'm like, no, dude, let's like make them do like this super hard trail race. But that's my mentality, is like, I want something that has some type of epic type of climbing, 20,000+ feet of climbing. Or some type of like excessive heat, like somewhere in Arizona, like Badwater, like something that just makes it that much more challenging. So when you finish, it's like everything else you look at, like there's no problem doing anything else. Like you feel that. Like I did this 125 and I look now and I'm looking like, what do I do next? And I'm looking at all these races like, nah, not 100 miler. Like I want something more. Like if I'm telling myself 100 miles is not far enough, it's still hard. I'm an idiot. I'm not. I don't mean it like that. Just in my head, like you take yourself somewhere so far in your head where you give yourself that confidence of like, I can do this now. Like I've done something so difficult in life. I can do this. So,
well, it's like a marathoner, right? When you're a marathoner and someone tells you, what was your long run today? And you're like, oh, it's just 15 miles. It was just 15 miles. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I get it, because I do that, dude. I do that a lot, and I don't think about how it comes out, but because I'm so confident that I can run a marathon at this point, that if I have to go run like a 15-20 miler training run, I know I'm going to knock it out. And so when people ask me, that's not me being conceited. It's just me saying like my confidence is that high, I guess, Yeah,
and that's good for us to have that, man. I mean, we build ourselves up to it. It wasn't easy to get to that point. Not for anybody, right? It's not easy to run a 5K, let alone now pushing into 50Ks and beyond. And it's more for yourself than I think for anybody else, but you take that that pride within yourself. And when you feel confident to be able to run a 5 miler anytime, any place, dude, that's awesome. You
Yeah.
know, let alone half marathon or a 20 miler when you want. I
Yeah.
think that's good for us to have.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's good. It's special.
Yeah. No, that's true. And you mentioned 5Ks, dude, but honestly, I hate 5Ks because
Oh, shoot. Yeah, me too.
they're so damn hard, dude. Like
Yeah, dude.
if you think about it, you run
Absolutely.
125 miles, right? And then you go on a 5K, and it's, at least for me, I always come out so fast because I'm thinking, it's just 3 miles. Like, come on,
Yeah.
you know? And I end up burning out by mile two. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
why did I do this? But yeah, I don't race a lot of 5Ks for that reason, because I never know how I should start and then try to finish fast, obviously. But it's something that I cannot figure out yet.
Yeah,
It's not cool.
I've had that. I've had that experience. I've had this conversation with another local runner.
Yeah,
He does a lot of Spartan races and those types of DACA, I think it's called.
yeah,
His name's Stevan. And like he was telling me, he was having conversations like, I want to get to that level where you're like, you can run that far. I'm like, dude, you're on another level, because he's really fast at 1 milers and 5Ks and 10Ks. I mean, this guy is crazy fast. He's like
yeah.
31, 32 years old. I think he's at a competition. I think he just actually won first place this weekend. But he is really fast at that. Maybe he cannot run 50 miles with me, but I cannot run 3 miles with him. Not at his pace. Like, there's no way. Like, that guy's on another level. Like, it's just two different runners, right?
Yeah.
And their competition, their level of athleticism is just as difficult as, right? Running a 5K, it's hard. That much breath, that much speed, and your heart rate going berserk. When you're used to like running at 120-minute pace or heart rate,
Yeah.
you're over here having to push almost 200 beats per freaking minute. So he's on another level, and I've tried, and he understood. I think he understands it now. Like, yeah, to me, I look up to him because that's crazy fast. I wish I could do that. I ran like a TIR with Timeless.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of fast runners, man. And here I am trying to keep up with them, trying to stay impressive to them. And it was hard, man. It was hard to hold. I think one of the routes I did, it was like a 5:55 pace, but I was dying. Like, my legs fell off. Like, I don't want to ever do that again.
And was it at night? It was during the midday, or when was that?
I think I had 3 legs this year, 3, 4, 3. I think 3 legs. And yeah, I had them all sporadic. One in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one, dead at night.
Yeah. The best time to run is at night, man.
Oh shoot, yeah, man. It was so hot this year too, man. Really hot this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did a lot better than last year. It's basically the same team, Timeless, and we got faster, but so did the other teams. We ended up, I think, getting 4th overall.
Yeah, I did see that because
good guys.
Yeah. Y'all won 3rd place last year, right? The year before.
Last year, yeah, we got 3rd or 2nd, last year.
Yeah.
And this year they just got faster. These guys got faster, and because they got younger, and I'm getting older, so I just can't keep up with them.
It's funny, dude, because I think that's how I mean, we were already following each other through Instagram. But I never knew that you knew the Timeless people, and I think that's how I found out from last year's race. TIR, when you were running it, and I said, "Oh, holy cow!" Like I was there too.
Yeah. You meet a lot. I meet a lot of people that I've looked up to at races like that. Those big races, TIR. I think 2 years ago, the first time I did it with Timeless, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, I found a lot of people that I look up to, that I follow on Instagram, and got to meet them out there. And you get to meet a lot of cool people at big races like that. I like that race a lot.
No, it's an awesome race. Fun. I now work for the running store that you do the Leg 31, where it's Good Times Running Company.
Oh yeah. Really? Okay.
I work there with them, and this year I was not going to run it, one because it's the busiest day for them because they have so many people. But then again, I wasn't even able to help them out because my brother, his daughter had her quinceañera that weekend. Okay. So I missed out completely on everything. So I had major FOMO. So while you were over here, I was in your hometown partying it up with teenagers on their quinceañera and whatnot. But I love TIR. It's fun. It's grueling. It's hard. It sucks. But
Yeah.
again, we love the pain, bro. I
Yeah,
mean,
man. Yeah.
you're
I like it.
overheating, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think it's a good little experience for runners that want to even experience ultra running because that's a little glimpse into it, like staying up
Yeah,
all night,
yeah,
crewing, running at night, all the little things that you get to do, experience it as a team, especially. It's a good little, stepping stone into what ultra running is like, especially the 100Ks and beyond. You get to be
yeah,
up all night and just running. That's
yeah,
really all you're
yeah.
doing. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. And great people. Again, Houston, my gosh, man, you guys have so many good crews out there, so many good people. Um, yeah, always super welcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I can't say enough good things about Houston runners and San
Yeah.
Antonio runners, man.
No,
Super close
especially
to all you guys.
Timeless and Coliseum.
Yeah.
They're super, super humble people. Shout out
Yep.
to JJ. JJ is my first
Yeah.
sponsor for the podcast, which I'm super excited. But they're super nice people. I've met them several times. CJ, I've had him in the podcast, which I think he should come back because he was my second episode. So things have definitely changed between now and then. But it's the community here is super awesome. I used to be in Austin and it's a good community. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I still have lifelong friends that are runners, but for some reason or another, man, Houston, I've made like even like double or triple the amount of running friends that I have, which I can literally call them right now. And if they're not doing anything, they'll be like, let's go for a run,
Yeah,
stuff
dude.
like that,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Same with me, dude. I'll drive in to Houston like super last minute and I'll message like is my end from Timeless and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not gonna run, but here, message this guy," and then boom, we're out there running like within hours. Or somebody from Coliseum because there's a couple. I think Chris, he's also from the Valley. He was from Lyford, I think, and he moved up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll call him almost anytime. I can message him and he'll be like, I can't go, or he's taking me out to eat, man, when I'm up there. I mean, just a beautiful community, man. I love it. I love running in Houston, man.
No, they're
Plus, I love the
awesome.
football team.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And then what about the Mastros this year?
And the Astros, even on a losing season, yes, I still love them. Thankfully, we got the Spurs, so I can lose focus on the Astros for now.
Yes. Did you watch the game last night?
I did, man. It was freaking intense. Me and my kids were just going off the wall there, man. I went through all the emotions last night. Like, it was basically like having a child again. Like all the emotions kicked in. It was stressful.
Then add like 3 more kids on top of the 4 that
I know, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was a great game, dude. I went through. We're gonna win, and then when we had a 10-point lead and we lost it in the fourth quarter, I was like, we're losing. Yeah. We're getting tired. We're losing. Yeah. And then double overtime, and I'm like, okay, I think we have a chance. So I went through every single emotion that I had, and
man.
And I
remember specifically right before Wimby's 3-pointer, that amazing 3-pointer.
Yeah,
in my head, and my son were like, "Gosh darn it! All right, that's fine. We got the next game. It's only one game."
Yeah,
and then he shoots that, and we're like, we put our jerseys back on. We're like ready to keep cheering. We're already taking off our jerseys, pissed off. But man, we went through all of it.
No, dude, this team is like our little dynasty that we had back in the day. It was nice, but I have a feeling if this team stays together for a good amount of time, I think this could become a good dynasty team, dude. Because they're young, they're very young, and they're already playing at this level. When they get to their mature age of basketball, it's just going to be amazing, dude.
It's a lot like the Tony Parker, Duncan, and Ginobili, where they're just nobody's selfish there. Nobody is selfish on that team. Yeah. So I think that's the niche for this one, man. And you can see right away that just everybody's out to make sure everybody else plays good. Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful thing for Texas and for San Antonio, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Except for Houston. I'm not a Rocket fan. So
except for Houston, except for Houston fans.
No, it's funny, dude, because they do here a 5K, I think 5 or 10K as well, for the Rockets. It's called the Rocket Run. And every year I tell myself, but then I forget when they register. I want to register for that race and then wear a Spurs jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what happens.
Yeah, man. That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah. Maybe you can come and join me and we can be the only 2 Spurs fans.
Absolutely, I would. Yeah, man. I remember once we went to a New York's game in New York for the Astros, and I was the only Astros fan there. I wore the orange jersey, so I stood out.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, man. I got hated on so much.
Oh my God.
It
And
was
those
awesome.
Yankee fans are ruthless, bro. They're
Yeah, dude,
ruthless.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
I
sure.
remember watching a game, the Astros in New York, and
Uh-huh.
they were talking smack to oh my God.
Greggy?
No, it's
Altuve?
Tucker.
Tucker.
And they were being really rude to him and his wife. He was saying some like Tucker sucks and his wife, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I was telling my wife, I was like, these guys are idiots. Tucker wasn't even in the team when they won the
I know.
2017. Like,
I know.
why? Like, why are you like being rude to somebody that had nothing to do? But that's Yankees fans, bro.
Yeah.
They're special breed. But we are getting here to the end of the podcast. I did want
Sure.
to ask you, like, out of your four kids, which one is the one that you can say that is kind of really stepping into your running journey, the same that you were back in the day?
And it's so hard to tell right now, but I mean, my oldest, Azariah,
Mhm.
he's a natural. In fact, I'm not gonna lie. I think three of my kids are natural runners. They've got the build for runners, and they're faster than me than I ever was when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Their age. If there was anybody, I would have to say it's my oldest. He's just, he's in that teenage phase where it's about doing teenager stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that kind of takes it away. So the one that probably has maybe the more of a love for it is going to be my youngest, Austin.
Mhm.
Uh, he's in fifth grade, but when he runs with me, he seems like he's got more of a love for it. Maybe not
Okay.
going to be the fastest of the brothers, but he's got a love for it. And I think that will help him grow as a
Yeah.
runner a
Yeah,
lot
that'll
more.
push him. Yeah. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
he's got that love. And the other two, my oldest and then my third kid, they're just natural runners. It's not that they hate it, it's just that that's not first priority for them.
Of
Um,
course.
but they're good, man. I wish they would put it together and get their life right, and just become runners. But we'll see. I know.
They will. They
We'll see how
will.
this summer goes. Yeah.
Right now, they're probably like running. Girls are not attracted to running, so
Yeah, probably, man. Yeah. My oldest is going out on dates. He went out on a date. Maybe this was his second date he's ever gone, like by himself
yeah.
to the movies and stuff a couple, like a weekend ago. Yeah. So I'm in that phase with him right now. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm that dad staying up till he gets home.
Damn. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what
I'm
he's
the
doing right
same
now.
boat. Mine just turned 19. She's going to college and she's going to
Oh,
concerts, and she does not want to drive, but she knows the public system like crazy. She knows how to get from here to downtown and back and whatnot. But she's at that stage where she just wants to be out and about with her friends, going to
yeah.
concerts, doing, going to the movies, whatever. And
Yeah.
like right now, she took a bus to go to the library because she wanted to go pick up a book. So, that's the dad life right now. But
Yeah, and that's a
for
whole other level, man. If I had daughters, I would probably, man, I always told everyone, like, if I have a daughter, I'm dropping her off at the fire department. Like, I don't want to raise a daughter. I'm too scared of a daughter. So I'm like, I'm so happy I got all boys. Like,
yeah,
it's just my boys I got to worry about. But yeah, I have a niece and I'm so overprotective. It's
yeah,
insane. Like,
yeah.
I know I'm gonna go. I'm gonna end up going to jail. Like, I'm gonna hurt somebody at some point
Oh no,
because of my
I
niece.
get you. I get you because I told my daughter the moment you have a boyfriend, I'm buying a gun.
There you go.
I'm
Yeah.
buying a gun, and that sucker better be ready for a whole bunch of questions. Like what are your
Yeah, man.
intentions? What are you planning to do with your
Yeah.
life? All that stuff. But
Yeah.
Raul, I don't want to take too much of your time. It's almost going to be an hour. Um, so tell me, where did this Friday Night Fever come from? I think I said it right, right? The George
Oh,
Strait. Yeah.
George Strait. Yeah, it's well, it's his song, right? Friday Night Fever. So yeah, it's just I really love George Strait, man. I mean, that's what I listen to on my runs. If you ever run with me in the trails, I have my phone on speaker, it's like super loud, and all you hear is George Strait, and
Okay.
that song comes out on Fridays, and it's just my weekend, the start of the weekend song, and I gotta post it, man. It's like
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
everybody to know George Strait exists, and he's
Hmm.
still amazing, and he's the king of Texas. So
Uh-huh.
boom, hear it.
Well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of country, I'll be honest, but I
Mhm.
actually went to a George Strait concert.
Woo!
you know, and and it was the first time he did Cowboy Rides Away tour, which he still hasn't ridden away, but you know, for another, that could be for another podcast. But yeah, I saw him, and it's like I mentioned, it's not my cup of tea, but you got to respect. You got to respect what it is.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to lie to you. Every time I see your posts, I know it's like, yes, the weekend's here.
That's good, man. I've done my job. That's all I need you guys to know.
I even told my wife, I was like, it's not the weekend until I see that Friday Night Fever thing. So it's awesome, dude. I appreciate you finally answering my question. Why? Because I was like, why does he always post that? But now I get it. Now I get it.
The weekend,
love.
man.
The love for the king of country, for sure.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Well, anyways, Raul, we're again at the end. Do you have any races that you want to tell us that what were you going to do that are already in the docket, or what's up? What do you have?
I got nothing big coming up. I do have a few races with Perspective Racing. They're they allowed me to be an ambassador for them. So nice. I'm going to go hopefully not host. I'm sorry, but go help out in some of the races.
Okay.
And then race a few of them. I'd like to go do a couple 100Ks, maybe some night races this summer. I know some of the guys that have been on this podcast will be out there. So
yeah.
Perspective Racing is holding some really good races this summer, kind of get us out of the heat. They do, I think, 4 night races.
Okay.
And it's fun, man. Being able to work over the night and run long over the night. It's going to be a lot of fun with some good people. PJ is the kind of the host of that.
Okay.
Perspective Racing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I just have that. It's solidified. They're short races. Again, I say short, but they're like 100Ks or less. But okay. No big races. Nothing big till maybe the end of the year. I'll do another 100+ miler, and then for sure a charity run at the end that I'll start posting later this year.
Well, let me know how I can help you in your charity run. I can always help you by posting it on my social media so we can get more donations. Whatever I can do, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out, Raul. And hey, if you're looking for a 100-miler, I know you don't like easy races, but Brazos Bend, man.
I've talked about it with somebody. I might go pace or just crew. Yeah, I think I'll be there this year.
I mean,
my boss actually. It's my boss.
Oh, nice, and it's definitely flat, dude. But the danger or the hard part about that race is that you got the alligators.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I've done it. I've done it once, not the 100. I've raced there. I forgot what distance it was, and I've ran there a few times solo. In fact, I ran it one year, but it was the year that they canceled it because of the rain.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. That was a few years back. So they did the 100-miler at 7L Ranch. So I never really actually run a big race there, but yeah, it's trippy there with those alligators. I don't. I'm glad I can run because I can run away from them. So every time I would run through there, I'm looking for like trees to climb. Like that's the first thing I look. It's like, what tree can I climb if I get chased? Yeah, it's trippy, man. It's pretty scary.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if this injury stays away and doesn't peak out again, I will probably do the 50-miler or the 100K, one or the other.
Awesome, man.
There. So maybe I'll see you there, and hopefully before December, I get to meet you in person, man.
Yeah, man. I'm going to go to Houston soon. And I'll make sure you know that I'm there, and hopefully we can catch some miles together.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let me know. Yeah. But anyways, thank you very much for being a guest, Raul. It was well worth the wait. Definitely. And we'll see you out there really soon, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
All right. Later, man.